Hello YouTube, it's me, TGT. I'm gonna do a discussion. No, hang on. Oh, I was gonna keep that on for a wee bit longer and try and sort of fake you out to that. I wasn't gonna take it off and I was gonna leave it on for the whole video, but I can't be arsed with that. Look, it's a wee bloody red line in my head, so I'm glad I taken that off. Mind when that was like 90 quid to get in like Toys R Us, and then I picked it up for like 12 quid in one of the cheap shops. 90 quid, it's a piece of shit. Hi, hello, it's me, TGT. Friday night, wife and kids away. We're staying at my wife's auntie's just for a bit of R&R time, and I'm at home on my own, yay! So I thought I'd do a wee discussions video, something that's been, a bit of fluff there, something that's been on my mind for a week or so, and I wanted to talk about it. Now, I will say, if you can hear singing during this video, it's actually the town that I live in. It's the common riding stroke gala weekend. You know, it's like the celebration of the birth of the town. And there's a family or a group in the garden just through there, like through the back room and then out the window and then in the next garden. They've been there all evening getting drunk, and now they're singing songs very, very, very loud. It's about a group of like 20 grown-ups singing like what sounds like Kaylee songs and stuff. Which, good luck to you, have a good time, but go and try and no ruin my fucking video. Aye, so if you hear that, if you hear random singing, it's drunk people that way. Aye, so, G1, that's what I want to talk about. The last time I did a G1 video, I did a discussions video, is there such a thing as too much G1? Never really gave an opinion, just as, that was, after somebody had put, oh, I'm sick of G, like somebody on one of the Facebook pages or Reddit had put, I'm sick of all these G1 characters, we need something new. I thought I'd do a discussions video. Didn't really give my opinion either way, because I didn't care what my opinion is really. I believe that yes, there can be such a thing as just keep recycling the same G1-ness and G1 characters and lines and, pardon me, voice actors and stuff over and over can get a bit much. But then you've got like the Studio Series line that's coming out now with the 86 toys, and some of the Kingdom stuff is just, it's G1 gold, and it's like, oh, I can't get enough of it. So I don't really have an opinion. My opinion is kind of split into two. It's like I want new G1 goodness, but I also want completely new toys and things. Like with the Kingdom stuff, I've got into Beast Wars a bit more, and I'm loving some of those toys and characters. So you know, there is exploration to be had in things that you're not used to. Oh, I do love an ice cold can of ginger. Aye, but this discussion was fueled on Borders Dude, our friend John, had posted something in the TYTC. Now I think it was it these discussion on, like he tends to post like questions or discussion posts, just trying to spark a bit of spirited discussion, and it always devolves into like moaning, because let's face it, the Transformers community can be quite bloody moany, and I spat everywhere there. Yeah, he posted, I think it was his post about Studio Series Grimlock. He said, which is better, Studio Series Grimlock or Masterpiece Grimlock? And, you know, I mean, I was ready to type a wee like discussion about it, but then folk were like, oh, Masterpiece is too expensive, Studio Series is better because he's not got front teeth, and G1 Grimlock never had front teeth, and then eventually some dude who I've seen pop up a few times, but he just seems to, whenever you see his little profile picture, you know his comment's going to be like an RC or Ken doer fucking comment. He's always posting just like, Kenny's the right doer cunt, basically, as we call them in Scotland. Yeah, he's Kenny's got to say something that's going to fucking annoy you. He put something like, oh, they're both shit, G1 or nothing, or something like that. And I know it was more than likely a trolling comment, like he was doing it on purpose to be annoying, because that seems to be his MO. But it got me thinking, yes, you can defend G1. I think if you're a fan of every show, like you can be a G1 fan, Beast Wars fan, Prime fan, Energon fan, blah blah blah. I think, and a lot is to do with where it started for you, I think. Like, I love G1 because that's what I grew up with. So I think that's where your love can come from and stuff. And it's okay, you can defend the cartoons, you can defend the characters, you can defend, or not even defend, just love and appreciate and you know, promote these things. You can be like, this is amazing because of this. There is one part of G1 I don't think you can really fight against or fight for, and that's the toys. The toys are amazing. I love G1 toys. They were where it started, or well, the Diaclone, you know, the designs in that age of toys was where it started, and they were fantastic for many reasons. You know, they were quite gimmicky at the time. Everything else that was coming out was just action figures, and then here's Transformers, vehicles that turned into robots and back again. So, you know, they were, at the time, they were a fantastic thing. And while I do really love and appreciate the G1 toys now, they're very shit. They're not well made, isn't what I mean, but they're not well engineered. You know, there's no articulation, their stickers fall off, their chrome comes off. I mean, they are old, but you know what I mean, they weren't, for the time, they were alright. But even like, I mean, especially with like toys like Ironhide and stuff, you seen this character on the TV, then you got the toy and you were like, what the fucking hell is this? That's not Ironhide, he's not even got a face. And but we loved them, and we loved them as kids, and we love them as grown-ups. I've got one right next to me. Not that's my little teddy of my daughter that the wife made. I'll just show you her. The wife crochets and knits, and my daughter says, "Can you make a teddy of me?" So she did, and it just sits on the couch, freaking me out. Oh, you can just see. There you go, just in the corner there. Can you see him? It's G1 Ultra Magnus. Look, with his dodgy arm. This is one of my favourite. I think it's like my second or third favourite Transformer in my collection, maybe. Oh, look at him, he's absolutely beautiful. So good. When I started collecting as an adult, and I think I went to Auto Assembly, picked him up straight away. I remember getting one fairly cheap, and then it had bits missing, and me and my pal went round and looked for everything, and he got the final bits and stuff. So although I am missing the robot fists, like for the smaller part, for the white Optimus, but look at it, that is glorious for all many reasons. But it's not a good toy. It's a good toy for a kid at that time, but now, like, as an adult collector, there's not really much you can do with this. Transform him, take a couple of pictures, but you can't really pose him. He's got like 2 or 4 points of articulation, 2 elbows, 2 shoulders, and that's it. So if you're going to take pictures of this or try and enjoy it as an adult collector, there's not much you can do other than just feast on it with your eyes. And that's where I think trying to compare G1 toys to the modern stuff is, now the sun's just blaring through that window and it's kind of fucked up my lighting, but just, you've probably, we're in 7 minutes now, you've probably clicked off after hearing that I said that G1 toys were shite, so that's fair enough. I'm on my own and I'm going to keep talking. Aye. Here we go. I'll no buy the Earth or the Kingdom Ultra Magnus, there's not enough difference from you. But when you're talking to modern toys, to say that they're not as good as the G1, what do you mean? Do you mean you don't have the same regard for them? Do you mean they hold the same in your heart, and you've not got the same level of respect for them or love for them, or is it just purely the nostalgia that fuels your love of G1, or do you genuinely think that the 80s level of engineering has a sort of a style to it that you like more, like the limitations of the technology back then makes them kind of neat, like kind of niche? What when you say it's G1 or die, what do you mean when it comes to toys anyway? I've not played with this much. Look, he went on my shelves when I got him, and I searched for ages for him. I ended up getting him quite cheap, and then I've not looked at him since. But mainly because, and again, I'm kind of countermanding my own discussion here. I said, dropped his gun. I said there's not much you can do with this, but this guy's alt mode is nothing compared to this. This character, this toy even, has maybe one of the best alt modes in Transformers ever. And his alt mode's crap. That's one of the few reasons I might have went for the Kingdom one. But yeah, the engineering levels, especially with the like I said, the Kingdom stuff and the Studio Series movie stuff, we're getting G1 representations in toy form that are just far beyond anything you had back in the 80s. And I don't understand why some people won't lap them up, because we're getting like our childhood fantasies. We're getting the things we had as kids, but in better, like upgraded. It's amazing. So where does this, how can you justify it yourself reasonably? A pure G1 toys are better than modern toys, because they're not. They've got nostalgia, they've got history, they've got our love. We grew up with them, so they mean more to us. Maybe that's fine. That's completely fine to say. Like G1 Power Master Optimus Prime means way more to me than most of the toys in my collection, if not all. But he's no fun to play with as an adult. He's no fun to pit on a table and pose and transform, and you can only really have him in 3 different positions, and that's it. Sounds like a wife. I can't believe I said that. So, lost my train of thought because I'm trying not to laugh. So yeah, this defending the G1 toys is fine, but if you're just doing it purely out of loyalty, I think you're coming from a bad place. And if you can't enjoy other toys because they're not G1, then that's just bizarre, I think. Yes. So, with my wee waffle over, what do you think? Why would you, if you had a choice of G1 Optimus Prime, Siege Optimus Prime, Power Master Optimus Prime, and you were, or any Energon Prime or whatever, Prime, RID Prime, and you were to go for the G1 Prime, what would the reason be? Would it be because it's part of Transformers history? You know, you're holding the original in your hand. Would it be because you just like it better? Because it looks more like Optimus Prime than the rest? You know what? Where does this sort of staunch belief that G1 toys are fundamentally better come from? Leave comments because I want to know. And don't be arsey. If you're going to be an arse and just say horrible stuff, then fuck off. I'm just going to delete your comment or whatever. I want constructive and fun commentary on this subject. Because I did want to do. I keep wanting to do every time I go into the Facebook pages and Reddit. Reddit's not so bad like the Transformers Reddit, but when you go online, it's always you can't post anything without somebody being a cunt. And what I was going to start doing was doing a video where I'd take screenshots of folk, not their names or their pictures, but just their comments, and then just like shame folk for putting, or just shame horrible comments, because the community can be very toxic and there's no reason for it. We're mostly adults. Some of us are kids, or some of the collector kids, but for the most part, we're adults with lives, and these toys are meant to be things that we love. You can't be a Transformers fan as far as I'm concerned and not like certain parts of Transformers. Like, you kind of like, if you're like, oh, Beast Wars is crap, I hate it, then you're not a Transformers fan, you're a G1 fan or a Prime fan. If you're like, oh, I don't like the new Netflix series because it's no G1 enough, or they made a bit, or then you're not a Transformers fan, you're a fan of a certain part of Transformers. People who only buy Masterpiece, high level third party and like things like that, and that are like, I mean, yes, you like Transformers, but you're a fan of high end robots. I wouldn't say you're a Transformers fan if you wouldn't go and get a G1 Cup, which is a shite toy. But you know, so I understand different levels of Transformer fandom. But if you're going to discredit or discount a certain part completely just because, then you're not really a fan of Transformers as far as I'm concerned, which I've said before. Now I'm waffling, my video says it's 13 minutes, so I better go. They fuckers seem to have stopped singing, so once I've edited and processed this video, I'm going to sit on my arse, drink juice, and play a bit of Xbox. So hope you're doing well, hope you're having a good weekend, and I'll see you soon. Oosh.